Hey guys, GFan1985 here. Today we got a review of the Storm Arena Street Fighter Alpha 3 Sagat. Now, obviously, let's take a look at the box. So, obviously, it's the same as Ryu and Ken's, but obviously, it's got Sagat on the front. Name, title of the game. There's the title, Capcom Storm Arena. Side has Sagat image, and on the back, it has obviously what the figure looks like in some poses. So that's overall the box. So let's get on to the actual figure. So here's Sagat. He looks really, really good. As for mentioned, this is his Street Fighter Alpha 3 design. His sculpt looks really good. Now, when they first released pictures of him, he had a cut right here on his his last row of abs before his shorts, and that would have allowed for more chest ab crunch, like on Ryu and Ken. But people said it was ugly and it messed with the overall appeal and aesthetic of it. So they removed it, and now he has it limited, and you kind of have to be careful on how you move it. Now, when this guy first got in people's hands, he had a color mismatch, which I'll put a picture on the screen what it looked like. And Scott also has multiple versions. I'll just put some pictures on screen. So first, he most recently he had a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, which was his Street Fighter 2 appearance. Then he had a version where he had white shorts, and that was a Hong Kong toy exclusive. And then there was a red short one with the Anime Pro Hong Kong. And then there was a yellow and green short one at the Evo in Las Vegas this year. And so, obviously, there's a lot of exclusives. So, other than that, let's move on to his articulation. So, for his head, he can look down. No, he can look down about that far. And he can look up about that far. His head, you can put it that far to the side, that far to the side, and obviously you can move it around. Same with the neck. Now, sometimes the neck does like to follow him, or follow his head, so you have to watch out for that. For his arms, they can go 360, as I've shown. There is a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which are beautiful, or about technically speaking, double jointed elbows. Now, you can't really get it as much on the second one because, he's just got a bulky arm, and then he's got a wrist swivel with a wrist hinge. So, and then for his butterfly joints, which are absolutely beautiful, it's the same thing as from Ryu and Ken's. If I can get them to move, hang on, if I can get them that way. Obviously, they can beautifully cross. Now, sometimes one of the arms don't want to go, but you kind of have to just move it, and that's what it looks like on the front. And then for his back, not as good, but he can still move. For his chest, it's a soft rubbery plastic, so you can move it to the side about that far, move it to the other side about that far. You can go 360 with it. For this piece, it can move down that far, and for back, it can go about that far. And the scar on his chest looks beautiful. Now, for his ab crunch, you have to be careful with it, because if not, it'll pop off. Like, there's still the hinge here, like the pivot, but there's no cut here. So that's what the insert of his shorts look like. It's also hard plastic. So hang on, let me. So that's how far his ab crunch can go forward, and then going back. Let me not pop it out. Going back, that's how far it can go. So it's kind of limited because there's no cut, but it's fine. Now for his legs, I just want everyone to be wary with this. The same problem I had with Ken was his legs were fine at first, then they got really, really tight, and then they got really, really loose. So, which now the problem doesn't really affect me unless I violently shake it. Like, you can see that leg's a little loose, but his legs can go up about that far, and if you drop them, they can go about that high. There is a thigh swivel with the shorts, where his leg meets the shorts. Then there's double jointed knees. And then there is a swivel here, a calf swivel, where his paper meets. And then there is a toe joint that goes up this high, goes down this high, or goes down that far, goes to the side that far, and same with the other side. And then he has a toe joint. So that's the articulation. So let me get this guy posted. So that's the articulation. So now let's move on to his accessories. For accessories, Sagat comes with two heads, the first being a neutral head, and he comes with a teeth gritting head. Sagat then comes with 2 pairs of hands, the first being a pair of fists and a pair of open/grabbing hands. For other accessories, Sagat also comes with the standard Storm Arena stand with a metal and plastic clip. Then Sagat comes with a tiger raid effect for his leg. Finally, this does not come with the actual figure, but I did buy the tiger shot effect off of Jada Toys Sagat, and here's what that looks like. For size comparisons with some other Street Fighter figures, here we have the Storm Arena Ryu and Ken. Then we have the Jada Toys Street Fighter 2 M Bison and the Fury Toys prototype female body. For Dragon Ball size comparisons, here we have the SH Figuarts Games Begin Goku and the Dragon Stars Perfect Cell. Then we have the SH Figuarts Legendary Super Saiyan Son Goku and the Dragon Stars Battle Damage Goku. Then we have the Tauntaun Art Toys Trunks 05A and the SH Figuarts Adult Daima Vegeta. Then we have the SH Figuarts Final Form Frieza and the SH Figuarts Full Power Frieza. Then we have the Kakome Super Saiyan Gogeta and the Beast Deities Broly. Then we have the Kakome Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the Dragon Stars Omega Shenron. For some other figures you may have, here we have the Mess Toys Superior Spider-Man. Then we have the CT Toys Classic 185 Spider-Man and the Marvel Legends 85th Anniversary Venom. Then we have the NECA Halloween 2018 Michael Myers and the NECA Ultimate Pennywise. Then we have the Hi Toys Godzilla 1991 and the Hi Toys King Ghidorah 1991. Then we have the NECA Skull Island King Kong and the Super 7 Ultimates Destroya. Finally, we have the D113 Toys of Biblical Adventures Jesus Pantochrystor and Archangel Michael. So, in conclusion, the Storm Arena Street Fighter Alpha 3 Sagat is an absolutely wonderful figure. I highly recommend it because it's got great accessories, great value, great articulation, and it's an imposing figure to be on your shelf. And I got it on Big Bet Toy Store for $44. I'll leave a link in the description for it. Now, yes, it does have some problems, like its legs being a little loose or tight, but I also had those problems with Ken, and I still like Ken a lot, so Sagat will be in the same category. The posing will be out at noon, so like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.